take 3.
3.
Yeah. Well, make it 10.
10.
20 sponges should be plenty.
You say 20?
Yeah. 25 sponges is just fine.
25.
Yeah.
You said with 25.
Yeah. Just give me the whole case. I'll be on my way.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by 2 guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name's Matt.
How you doing, bud?
Doing well.
Good.
Feeling the Festivus energy in the air?
It is in the air. Got a question for you. If and when you do a Festivus trivia, you gonna wear the gift I got you?
Oh, yeah. So last...
You gonna squeeze into it?
Last Festivus, you bought these Jerry Stiller sweatshirts.
Oh, yeah.
Something happened, right, between purchase and their arrival when, like, the site went down. You didn't hear from the seller.
We thought there was some licensing issues because they had Trading Places, sweaters, Chevy Chase, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. All sorts of Christmas-themed sweaters were on there, and they were really cool-looking, the designs. And I ordered these 2 Festivus ones, and I ordered them. The money was taken out of my account, and then all of a sudden, the site went dark, and I logged on, and I could not find any of those sweaters.
Mom and Pop vanished.
They're gone. And I finally broke down and told you, I think, that what I bought, and we were looking, we couldn't find out. I finally got a hold of somebody at the company, and they said, yeah, they're still making them, and they'll be out shortly. And then they finally came, but, Festivus had already come and went.
We finally put them on, I think, in June.
Ooh, yeah. June!
There you go.
So it's a half Festivus.
Well, to answer your question, will I be putting on the Festivus sweater or sweatshirt this year? Most definitely. Thing is, though, I've gained a little bit of weight since last Festivus, and it is so tight, and it's not. There's no elastic in it.
And the material is not breathable. It's not a natural fiber.
Like crazy.
It's really uncomfortable. It's itchy, but the look is there, and that's I think why you should force yourself to wear it.
Right.
Warts and all.
Well, I'm hosting a bunch of Seinfeld trivia over the next week, and maybe I'll give it to the guy who's keeping score because he fits in it better. So it will be present at the trivia. And speaking of, if any of our listeners are in the New York area. Let's see, on Friday, December 23rd, Festivus itself, I'm hosting Seinfeld Trivia at Slattery's. I've brought this up the past couple of shows, probably the last time I'll mention it. But we would love it if you guys could come out. You can RSVP through our show notes. I'll include a link there. Should be a great time. We've got some fun prizes to hand out. There will be a Festivus poll that will go to the winning team. So have fun lugging that back to your apartment or your country of origin.
Drag it along the ground when you drag it, so it makes a noise.
That's a must.
I'm always bummed because I always want to attend some of these trivias, but they're always on a Monday or Tuesday, which is understandable because they got to get asses in the seats. Come on, gorgeous, you've got it all. But this one's on a Friday, but it's December 23rd, and I'm going to be in Florida visiting my parents.
Oh, you're going to Del Visto
Becco.
Yeah, very nice. Vinny, let's go back to last week's episode, The Pool Guy. Vinny, we got so many emails and tweets and direct messages about missing a huge callback in the finale to this episode, specifically the lying and laughing line that George has as he's being dragged out of the movie theater. And here's Jackie Childs from the finale.
I am shocked and chagrined. Mortified and stupefied. This trial is outrageous. It is a waste of the taxpayers' time and money. It is a travesty of justice that these 4 people have been incarcerated while the real perpetrator is walking around laughing. Lying and laughing. Laughing and lying.
In my defense, Matthew, I stated that there was another character that said it, or somebody uttered it at some point later in the series, but I couldn't put my finger on where.
Au contraire, mon ami. You did not specifically say that. Didn't you just say that's from something?
I thought I said, don't they say that again in a later episode?
Did you say
something
that?
like that.
Hopefully I cut it out of our discussion, so I'm not looking like here.
You're a real pleasure. Oh, you're still looking like just for a different reason.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for letting us know how much we screwed up on that one. We got an email from Joe Johnson. He brings up an interesting point here. There's nothing more pathetic than a grown man who's afraid of a woman. You know, that's what Kramer says about George being afraid of Susan. However, in The Soup, Kramer dates Hildy. Do you remember Hildy? And he gets pretty freaked out when she starts yelling at him, food!
Yeah.
So isn't Kramer a bit of a hypocrite?
He's a big hypocrite. Yeah. Huge. Kudos to Joe for catching that. I did not pick up on that at all. But totally same thing.
It does seem like one of those typical Kramer contradictions, where...
Oh, here's another one I just thought of. Think Joe kind of sparked this. He talks about when he's in the streets, I don't walk away until it's finished.
Oh, yeah.
And then he didn't even stand up to two gay street toughs who tried to take his armoire.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, this week, in a couple of seasons. Another email here comes from Josh Connolly in Houston, Texas. I believe The Independent George would have been a much better title for the pool guy episode. And further, I believe each character should have had one episode as an ode to their character name, which I thought was really interesting. We already have the Fusilli Jerry. So the pool guy would become the Independent George. The Switch could become the Cosmo. I thought that kind of worked. But I like the idea of, the something character name.
Yes.
Independent
it's
George.
Like a hallmark for the character, yeah.
And, my fault. I sent you this message kind of late, and I haven't really thought about it. I don't have really any ideas for Elaine. And the Kramer one is only half there. Instead of the letter, it would be the Kramer, which is the painting.
Right. That would work.
But still, where's that?
But we want something, the something Jerry, the something Elaine.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine doesn't have a nickname other than Queen of the Castle or Laney,
And I was thinking of Elaine episodes like The Stall or even this week's episode. Maybe, there's an obvious answer in there. But for some reason, the something Elaine never seems right.
Yeah, it'd have to be Lane or Laney, right? Mm-hmm. Then Elaine.
Something about Jerry's name works because there's so many, the Bizarro Jerry, the Little Jerry. There's so many of those. Yeah.
Gorgeous George.
Yeah, the Gorgeous George. But anyways, interesting little thought. Maybe we could get the creative juices flowing between episodes. Anyways, let's move on to the hot tub episode, and we have a voicemail here.
Hey, Matt and Vinny, this is Kelsey. I always hate my voice on tape. It always sounds so high and whiny. Anyway, I was calling because I did notice not only has John Paul slept on Jerry's couch, but Kramer was sleeping on, or going to sleep on the couch the other day too. Isn't Jerry's couch a pullout? Wasn't that why he was going to get the new poppy stain couch? Because it wasn't a pullout? Anyway, just something I noticed. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much. Bye.
Hey, you also got the Seinfelds. You saw them on the pull-out version of the couch. At the beginning of that episode, they're shopping for a new couch. Uh-huh. He currently has a pull-out. Yes?
It's implied.
Because, that's from going back to
the new sofa he's going to get isn't a pull-out.
Okay. So he gets that couch. PP goes on it. He gives it to George. That couch is out the window. The old couch, which went to Elaine's, is now brought back by Carl, but it has grape juice on it.
Yes.
So my question is, does he get rid of the grape juice stained couch and get a new one that's not a pullout? Or does he keep his existing grape juice stained couch and turn the cushion over?
Right.
But that is a dynamite observation by Kelsey, though.
Yes.
Nonetheless.
If you don't overanalyze it, yes, Jerry technically should still have a pullout sofa.
Yes, yeah. That's what I would have thought that too.
Yeah, so great observation. Once again, we miss these observations all the time. We are not qualified. But thanks a lot for your voicemail here. Let's move on to the secret code here. We have some emails and a voicemail to play. First email comes from Caleb Knox. I thought this was interesting because, Vinny, we're not very cultured. We're not smart either. So Caleb wrote in saying, Jerry turns to George in the secret code and says, "Come on, weave your web, liar man." Jerry is alluding to an epic poem by Sir Walter Scott titled Marmion?
Oh, we are not cultured, Caleb.
And Frankie should call in and let us know if we're mispronouncing that. While most people probably have not read the poem, a quote might be the most famous couplet of all Scottish poetry. "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive." Of course, this quote fits perfectly with George. Jerry's asking him to weave his web of lies through the timeless art of deception. Just another example of the depth and sophistication in the show that is seemingly about nothing.
It is amazing that, these writers are so on a different level that they got this stuff rolling around in their brains, but then when they put it on paper, they kind of, I don't want to say dumb it down, but they make it easily accessible to the masses and still funny and still interesting. I always thought that Jerry says, "Weave your web, liar man," that Jerry is calling George Liar Man, which is like a type of Spider-Man. So instead of weaving a web of spider webs, it's lies.
Right.
But again, dumb individual right here.
That line always stood out to me, though. "Weave your web, liar man." First time I saw it, I'm like, what is that? It's such a weird phrase, weird thing to say to someone. So I love what Caleb says, and I actually love your whole Spider-Man thing, Vinny, because my brain never went in that direction. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty creative, nonetheless. Now, we got two listeners writing in about the same topic. One of them is Billy Callahan, and the other one, I don't think this is his official name, but good old Get 'em Steve Dave.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Get 'em wrote in. So here we go.
Hey, get 'em.
Little Worlds Collide. When Kramer is driving the back of the fire truck, and he says, "DeSoto's down, but Cosmo's got the caboose." That is a reference to the 70s TV series Emergency. One of the main characters on that show is Roy DeSoto. So,
wow.
I don't think that's a stretch. I think that's a direct reference to the show Emergency.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like, again, this one was before our time, but it sounds like, all these writers had fans or were fans of different shows, and we've seen other references pulled. So why not this one? So thank you, Billy, and get him.
So technically, the guy that Kramer knocked out, his name might not have been DeSoto.
No, we thought it was DeSoto.
No, thought it was DeSoto.
Oh, okay, thank you. Real solidarity here among hosts.
Let's go, Billy, and get him. Let's get out of here. Okay, got a voicemail to play here.
Hey, Matt and Vinny. First off, great show. Secondly, I needed to get your guys' opinion on something. At about the 18-minute, 45-second mark, it's when Kramer is getting ready to slide down the fireman's pole. In the background, there are two fire chiefs. One, the fire chief that just yelled at Kramer to stay out. There's another voice. I think it's Larry David, going, telling the ladders are ready to go. Some friends say yes, other friends say no. I wanted to know what your guys' opinion was. So, look forward to hearing your response, and looking forward to listening to the secret code. Take care.
Let's go to the videotape or audio tape.
Yeah. So, we'll play the clip here. Just imagine all the firemen, running through the station and going down the pole.
All right, man, let's move.
So I don't know. There's a lot going on there. I don't hear exactly what he's saying, but there's some part of Larry's voice that I just kind of hear, in the scene.
Yeah, it's like a quality, but I'm not sold. There's not enough evidence to overturn the call.
Right.
If this was a sports analogy.
But I think we're leaning towards yes, just in the sense that, if it's a random voice and it sounds like Larry, it's very likely Larry.
That's a good point. We always had the debate of the guy with the cane in the coffee in the bakery.
That's a horrible one.
Sorry. So it might be. It's not like overwhelmingly Larry for me, but So I would lean towards no.
Okay.
But because given his track record of, having these random bits of audio appear in the show, it's plausible.
All right, well, I'll split the difference. I'll say yes. Let's go to a similar message here. This is from Sam Mitchell, an email he wrote in saying, I was listening to the end of The Secret Code with my headphones on, and I think I picked up on a never-before-noticed Larry David voiceover in the sequence where Kramer is driving all over the road. He ensures the cap that he can handle it, but as the truck starts crashing and chaos ensues, I swear Larry David says the final, "Oh my God!" So picture in your head a shot of Jerry just listening to all of this chaos over the radio.
That I heard.
Very good.
I just wanted to say that. This one sounds a little bit more like Larry. Again, it's really crammed in there, but that I hear a little bit more Larry in that particular clip.
This definitely sounds more like Larry than the other one. I still think it's both him.
So you're going 2 for 2?
2 for
okay.
2, yeah. You're going what?
I'm saying 1 out of 2 is Larry.
Okay. Very good. All right, Vinny, if listeners want to get in touch with us, how can they do that?
They can email us at seincast@gmail.com, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco, 262-622-6726.
And if you're writing in about a specific episode, just include the episode title in the subject line. And we haven't played voicemails on the show for a while. Just want to thank all the listeners who have just filled up our voicemail box with just like praise and compliments, questions, whatnot. I'm sorry we can't get to them all on the podcast, but we listen to all of them, and we really appreciate everyone calling in.
I'm loving the voices and impressions that I'm hearing. You guys are great.
Yeah.
So keep them coming.
Vinny, what episode do we have this week?
We are discussing... We are discussing the 9th episode of Season 7, The Sponge, written by Peter Mehlman, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired December 7th, 1995.
Right on. Haven't talked about a Peter Mehlman episode for a while.
Yeah, PM's been missing, all right.
You're right. Let's talk a little inspiration for this episode. For the Elaine storyline, Peter Mehlman was driving to work one day and he heard on the radio that the Today Sponge had gone out of business. Apparently the factory hadn't been updated in a while and there wasn't enough money to do so, so the whole company folded.
I was reading there was issues with like water contamination and all sorts of things were going on, but they actually did go off the market.
But it came back though, I think in 2005, right?
I remember. It's so funny when it came back in stores. Certain friends of mine texted me pictures of the Today Sponge showing, "Hey, look what's back on the shelf." So it pleased me that they thought of me once they saw this contraceptive came back on the market.
We were probably in college at the time. We should have just, bought a whole bunch, have a sponge party.
We should have stocked up because you never know.
Anyways, getting back to Peter Mehlman here, driving to work, hearing that the Sponge is going out of business, and it felt like a gift from the heavens, he said. What if Elaine buys out the entire West Side? She only gets 80. She'd have to start conserving her sponges and change her entire rating system. And on that note, he had no idea that the term sponge-worthy would take off. So
that's incredible. He hears this ad and immediately he thinks, boom, that's a story.
Right.
I would have just thought, oh yeah, okay, it's off the market. What's for lunch? You know?
Peter Mehlman isn't, I think, producing as many scripts as other writers. I don't know what the average is each season, maybe 2 or 3. But I feel like every time he delivers, it's just gold. You know what I mean? So he really waits for those moments of inspiration like this.
And again, he always touches on like really small kind of facets of the human psyche and interaction among friends. But he inevitably conjures up a word that becomes part of the Seinfeld lexicon. And here's another example.
This is the guy that came up with shrinkage. Later on, yada, yada.
The less notable anti-dentite.
Yeah, of course. They're real and they're spectacular. I mean, this guy, Peter Mehlman, I think, has created the most, if not some of the best, like Seinfeld terms.
Yep.
And apparently he always thought, this got brought up in our interviews with him a few years ago, that the best episodes had strong Elaine stories. And that's something that I'm noticing more and more doing this show.
Yeah.
When an Elaine storyline isn't very good, the episode just, I don't know, as one of these diehard Seinfeld fans, it's okay. But when they can get a really good Elaine storyline and, good supporting cast storyline, it's just one of the best.
We sure like to bring it up, and I think we do every single time when we're like, well, they didn't really service the Elaine character really well this week, or Elaine didn't have a lot to do. And then on the flip side, Elaine's story was great, So Peter's right.
Now, the Kramer storyline with the AIDS ribbon, every year the Seinfeld writers would go to the Emmys, and at the entrance there would be someone handing out AIDS ribbons, expecting a guest to wear them. Now, none of the writers wanted to wear these ribbons. They were all in support of AIDS research, but they just didn't see why you had to wear the ribbon like it was in lieu of actually doing anything. Mm-hmm. So that's sort of where that inspiration came from. And nowadays, anyone on Facebook or any form of social media knows, like, there's this weird pressure to change your profile pic in support of, I don't know, this atrocity or this
cause or tragedy is in current media,
and it almost becomes like you're shunned from society if you don't change it.
And now there's actually a ribbon for almost every type of major disease that they're fighting against. Mm-hmm. So,
Vinny, I'm not on Facebook, but you are. Do you ever change your profile pic or?
Nope.
No, never.
I had one of just me, and then after I got a girlfriend, I have one of my girlfriend, and that's it.
There you go. The other storyline here for Jerry getting a girl's number off an AIDS walk list actually happened to Peter Mehlman. He was signing up, saw a girl he knew was on the list, and he got her number. So, boom.
Boom, girlfriend.
Would you ever do that? Is that somehow unethical?
I probably would feel embarrassed doing it, and I would not be able to keep up the charade of getting it from a guy who had just come from buying a speedboat. So she would see right through my lie.
All right. Well, Peter Mehlman was nominated for a Writers Guild Award for penning this episode, which is a pretty big accomplishment on its own. Now, this is really cool. I found on Wikipedia, which is something, Vinny, we really should start checking out whenever we put together these shows.
Okay.
Not just assuming, but in the notes on this episode's Wikipedia page, apparently Peter Mehlman had some original storylines that never really reached the script stage. He was just toying around with them. And we'll include a link in our show notes for an interview back in 95 where he explained them all. I'll kind of recap them here. Kramer and Newman were going to buy stock in a company that sells over-the-counter contraceptive devices. And there's this whole storyline about them going down to Wall Street to a brokerage house and like trying to
corner the market.
Yeah, and like hobnob, and you could just imagine it, right? Like Kramer and Newman in really like ugly, cheap suits with these elites. And, eventually they'd screw it up somehow and the stock price would plummet.
Blew up in their face.
That was an idea for a hot second. George's was interesting. I'm not sure if he was supposed to be engaged with Susan or if this was like an old storyline Peter was toying around with, but George would meet a girl who argues that she and George are so alike that if they dated, they would have amazing sex for about a week or 10 days, and then they would hate each other and split up. So George kind of has this indecent proposal, well, a different indecent proposal, which would be like, hey.
Like Demi Moore?
Demi. Let's have sex with each other for like a week, and then when the week's over, we end it. And apparently the girl was game for this, but Elaine cleaned out all of the sponges, and so they couldn't
This woman that George was flinging with required the sponge. That was her preferred method of contraception.
Exactly.
Maybe from what we learned about in the rabbi episode, George thinking about going to see a prostitute. Perhaps he was seeing Susan, and he may have been seeing this girl on the side.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Seemingly. But that idea kind of gets recycled or repurposed for Susan eating the sponge.
Yep, she loves the sponge.
And they can't have makeup sex. Now, Jerry's storyline was very similar. He's dating this, do-gooder. And when his girlfriend asks, oh, do you donate to AIDS charities? Jerry's like, yeah, I totally do. And he uses the company that Kramer and Newman were creating, investing in. And, eventually the girl thinks it's such an amazing company just based on word of mouth. She would buy 5,000 shares, and then the company folds, and she's screwed. So just some interesting ideas, Peter was playing around with. And when you read this interview, where he's kind of explaining these ideas, you can really get a cool peek behind the curtain of the creative process of how these writers sort of, toy around with these ideas, and really how incredibly difficult it is to come up with not only a Seinfeld script, but a good, like a solid Seinfeld script.
It's probably akin to baseball. He loves his sports analogies, but if you're a good hitter, you fail 70% of the time. You only have 30% success. So it's in that kind of vein.
Mm-hmm. And, I know a lot of people kind of pride themselves in coming up with, what about this funny idea for a Seinfeld episode? Anyone can come up with an idea.
You should come down to where I work. That's a sitcom.
Yes.
Hey, let's say that Kramer and Newman did go through with this company to corner the over-the-counter contraceptive market. What would the name of their brainchild be called? Because we had cremanium and pneumanium, but we have to merge the two, much like a Mullen Springs. It's hard to you get the crame and the new. You need to get in there. Nucramium Industries.
I want to come up with like an interesting like birth control, kind of like pun, but I honestly don't know that many. Just like many of the characters in the show, I don't know. Hey, you're a pharmacist. Do you know like any popular? Is it NuvaRing?
NuvaRing's one. There's
the
Implanon, which is or Nexplanon is the implant. And then you have the over-the-counter emergency contraceptive. You have Plan B, and then you have what is it called? Next Choice, I think, is the other brand title.
Creme Choice, Newman Choice. I don't know.
Anyway, that's another conversation for another day.
Yes. Now, before we get started, want to give a shout out to listener Justin Tapp for once again sending us the table draft script. Now, Vinny, I know you didn't get to look through all of it. I'm sure you have a few notes, but I managed to pull all of the alternate bits of dialogue for scenes. So we'll be bringing those up during our discussion. But should we get started?
Yeah.
People can be so vain, don't you know? I have a friend wears eyeglasses, no prescription in the glasses because he thinks it makes him look more intelligent. Now why? Why do we think that glasses makes us look more intelligent? Is it from the endless hours of reading and studying and researching that this person supposedly blew out their eyeballs? And that's why they need the glasses? It's just a corrective device. If you see someone with a hearing aid, you don't think, they must have been listening real good. Yeah, to a lot of important stuff. No, they are deaf. They can't hear.
I really like that opening line. People could be so vain, don't you know? The way it's very casual. He kind of just starting his stand-up. But listening to the stand-up, I'm thinking, do eyeglasses kind of factor into this episode? And not really. I feel like the stand-up could have applied to so many other storylines from previous episodes that we've already seen. The glasses with George. Mm-hmm. You got Kramer's eye patch in the scofflaw because Jerry's talking about wearing them as accessories. Although he has great bits in those episodes. And then he talks about the hearing aid. Oh, he must have been listening real good. That could have been in The Beautiful Lineswoman, Laura, his episode.
The lip reader, for sure. You took all my notes here, absolutely. I did not realize, though, how the subject of the stand-up does not really fit into the episode at all, right? Other than the whole pharmacy/prescription, I guess?
Perhaps. And it's funny because they're abandoning most of the stand-ups this year. Uh-huh. So why, did they need a fill? Since they cut those other stories, or who knows?
Now, having said that, though, I think this is something most people, are nodding in agreement. What is it about glasses that makes someone look more intelligent? You are a glasses wearer.
I am.
You also wear contacts.
True.
Are you blind as a bat without them?
I am not blind as a bat, but everything's like I can't read signs when I'm driving. That's probably why I wear them or wear the contacts. But I can see big fuzzy images. Like if I see a horse kissing a meter maid, I see that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Let's cut over to the first scene of the episode. We're in Monks, and right out the gate, Vinny, in the script, there was some dialogue between Jerry and Elaine, and you can kind of tell when Kramer enters the scene in the final episode. They're talking about something, they're both reading the newspaper. And it's kind of funny actually seeing Elaine in this situation. This seems more like a George thing, newspaper, arm up on the on the divider. But the conversation is about the letter Q and how that letter should be farther down on the alphabet near XYZ.
Apparently, that was a joke that Peter Mehlman just loved, and he tried really hard to get it in there, keep it in the show, but it got cut.
It's a great opener, I think, for the scene. And it's actually a really good point, because that is sort of where the weirder letters live. And I love
that Jerry is going to use the word the letter Q in one of his lies later on.
Which is funny, because without this deleted dialogue, I always loved that line, like maybe a Q, but it is a callback to this original scene.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Thank you, Lois.
Jerry and Elaine are having lunch when Kramer stops by for them to sponsor him in the AIDS walk, which is tomorrow. And as they sign up, Kramer starts talking about these people who just wear a ribbon and think, they're doing something. Not him. He talks the talk, and he walks the walk, baby. Anyways.
Very nice. I do love that when you see Jerry sign up to sponsor Kramer in the AIDS walk, he uses his left hand to sign. And being a fellow lefty, I'm always like, solidarity, brother.
Oh, disgusting, you left-handers. Ugh.
Both he and Jason Alexander, you'll see in the show, use their left hands when they have to sign things.
Look at you. 2 out of 4? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, at one point, Jerry stands up, and Elaine notices his new jeans. Still a 31 waist?
Yep, since college.
Love that. What's your waist size, Vinny? Listeners want to know.
Are they dying?
They're dying
to know. When I was in my prime, my fighting weight, I was a 32.
Uh-huh.
But since then, I'm slowly inching into a 34.
Oh wow, I'd kill to be a 34.
How about you, Mr. Wide Hips?
So I think I wear 38 pants, but I wear them kind of loose. Like I don't like really tight pants. So I think I'm more like a 37. 36.
Do they make it? I don't think they make a 37.
They don't. Yeah. So I have to go. I'd rather go big, wear a belt than small. But I remember in high school, I was in a play and I was getting measured for a costume, and I think I clocked in at 36 then. And I remember the director being like, "You're 36? That's huge." I'm like, "Oh, well, thanks for the confidence there."
You're what they call a husky.
Yeah. But I texted you this the other day. I am the age of Jerry's waist size in college. Like I'm 31, and I was just thinking about getting another year older, next year, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to be 32.
It's all downhill, man, once you hit 30.
Yeah. So anyways, let's cut into a clip here.
Hey, Lena Small's on this list.
Lena Small?
Yeah. The girl I was going to call for a date, she was unlisted, and now here's her number.
Oh, you're not gonna cop a girl's phone number off an AIDS charity list.
Lane, you should admire me. I'm aspiring to date a giving person.
But you're a taking person.
That's why I should date a giving person. If I date a taking person, everyone's taking. No one's giving. It's bedlam.
She's gonna ask how you got her number.
Oh, I'll tell her I met some guy who knew her and he gave it to me.
What's he look like?
I really didn't pay much attention. I just come from buying a speedboat.
You're buying a speedboat?
See, we're already off the subject of how I got it. All I gotta do is get past the first phone call and I'm home free.
I don't know about that.
So if Billy had gotten your number off the AIDS walk list, you wouldn't have gone out with him?
Well.
Yeah. So you really like this guy?
Very much.
Yeah. How's the sexual chemistry?
Haven't been in the lab yet. But I am birth control shopping today.
Are you still on the pill?
Oh, Kramer.
No, I tell you, I think birth control should be discussed in an open forum.
The sponge.
Sponge.
Okay? The Today sponge.
Yeah, but wasn't that taken off the market?
Off the market? The sponge? No way. Everybody loves the sponge.
I read it in Wall Street Week. Louis Rukeyser.
Can we just talk real quick about that last moment when Kramer says, Louis Rukeyser? Elaine laughs.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some joke about, what Louis Rukeyser did. I know he did a lot of financial Wall Street analysis, but why is she laughing?
Well, Peter Mehlman does commentary on this episode, and he stated that it took Michael about 50 takes to get that Louis Rukeyser out properly.
Okay.
So I have a feeling it was a combo of him flubbing the line so frequently, which was funny, and then the way he hits the Rukeyser, he says it in such a unique way that I think that combo is what got a genuine laugh out of Laney.
For sure. Now, the whole thing about getting someone's name, number off this list, there's nothing unethical about that, right?
Well, she wasn't listed, and he obtained it by. Yeah, it's not unethical, but she's going to ask.
And you know what? For years, I always heard Jerry saying she gave me her number and I lost it, and then she's unlisted. She never gave her number to begin with.
No. Yeah, he must have met her,
Yeah.
And then he went to look for the number, it was unlisted. So.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's a gray area.
It's not. Yeah. But I got to say, he's so freaking charming when he says to Elaine the speedboat remark. And he's like, "See, we're already off the subject of how I got her number."
How's the sexual chemistry?
Haven't been in the lab yet.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. That's fantastic. And I do love too the whole topic of birth control being mentioned on this show. I know we preach about this in earlier episodes, like when Elaine talks about her diaphragm, for example. The stuff you don't really hear on primetime TV, and I think it's really cool. It's I think one of the best, if not the best, Elaine storyline. For the entire series. But there was actually even more conversation about birth control in the script. And I'm just going to run through it real quick because I think it's pretty interesting. When Elaine says, "But I am birth control shopping today," Jerry said, "I thought you were on the pill." Elaine says, "Did I tell you that?" Jerry's like, "I think I read it somewhere." Elaine says, "Yeah, well, it was just for 6 months. My menstrual cycle was irregular." And Jerry goes, okay. And she's like, "What, I can't discuss menstruation?" And Jerry makes a face like, "No good, you can't." And then Kramer sits down and he says, "Oh, you're talking menstruation? Are you on the pill?"
Well, hey, here's the discussion of the cycles.
Yes, exactly. So we're actually...
They would have been apprised of Elaine's cycles.
Of course.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And that's like, the mixed company talk that Peter always refers to when he loves having a character like Elaine who can discuss these issues with the boys. So I was not aware of that. That's pretty cool.
But I think there's also that, it's sort of like that sad truth where it's like, you're one of the boys, but you can't talk about female issues,
right.
like
Jerry's making a face. Yeah. Kramer wants to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And in the scene that we actually get, he has no tact, just like in the Kiss Hello, when he's like, "Why do you wear so much eye makeup? Are you still on the pill?"
Yeah, right.
But typical Kramer fashion.
Mm-hmm. Let's cut over to the next scene. We're in Jerry's apartment. Finally, Jerry puts his tactic to use. He calls Alina, and we only hear his side of the conversation. It goes well because he ends it with, "I just came from buying a speedboat."
Nice. He's in.
Yeah. And also in the script, he added on, and you almost see it before they cut. He says, "I just came from shopping for a speedboat. No, I'm not going to buy, but I like looking at them."
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a keeper.
But isn't that such great confidence as he leans back? He's like, "Oh, I got her."
Yeah. He's a charming MF, that guy.
MF?
Yeah, MF.
Beautiful lineswoman.
Thank you.
Next scene. So I was typing out George's car, for the next scene, but it's George's LeBaron.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
How come he's not... he had the top down in November. December, you could still have the top down, especially with the weather we've been having lately.
Yeah, Susan doesn't seem to be complaining.
She's not a top down kind of gal?
No, top up. I guess they had lunch with Jerry and Elaine because Susan remarks, about Jerry's jeans and how thin he is. He's a 31. I saw the tag on the back.
It's no 31, and let's just leave it at that.
I never understood George's motivation here. Why is he slowly giving out this secret? And then it's so obvious. Mm-hmm. I think it's like Susan is sort of like impressed by Jerry's, trim figure.
Of course.
And George being the stocky one, right?
Yep. He wants to kind of even the playing field.
Right. So he tells Susan that Jerry's actually 32. He scratches it off and he writes in 31. I mean, how could he be so vain?
Well, this is the Jerry Seinfeld that only I know.
This whole thing is nutty, though, right? To take off a number and change it,
it seems to be going to a lot of trouble to have that little tiny number, be present for people to see. And, Jerry is regarded for being thin, single, and neat. So what's in a number?
It does feel like this vain side of Jerry we don't really see all that much. We know how OCD he is, and in particular, fastidious.
He shaves his chest.
Yeah,
or he will.
But the 31, George says it at the end, like, who cares if you're a 32?
He doesn't want to be a 32.
Right.
Hey, he doesn't want to be a pirate, and he doesn't want to be a 32.
I think that got brought up in an email or a tweet. I think that was a Paul Elliott quote. Anyways,
Jerry is staunch in his convictions.
So George feels bad that he told Susan about the waist size thing because, Jerry wanted him to keep it a secret. And Susan says, well, you're supposed to tell me these things because we're a couple. How would George know? He's never coupled.
I've coupled.
Yes. And Susan gets mad, George is keeping secrets now. This is like a secret bank code. Great reference. Mm-hmm. And George tries to defend himself. There's a difference between my secrets and other people's secrets. If he tells her everything, no one will ever confide in him again. He'll be cut out of the loop. Where do you fall in all this?
This is a fascinating analysis of the dynamic between a couple with the best friend on the outside. Because in my experience, it seems like there is supposed to be full disclosure among a relationship about the friends.
Sorry, take the friends out of the equation. I mean, Susan's point is like, you're not supposed to like only give me dirt on friends, but in general, like you're supposed to tell me everything.
Yeah, I think in my experience, that is the norm. That's what I've been taught.
Right.
Matt's a size 38, Kelly. Oh. And it's not like she's asking me, tell me Matt's deepest, darkest secret.
Right. Mm-hmm. But this was purely a mistake on George's part.
He let it out.
Yeah.
So it's on him,
Which is funny too, because I'm thinking about Marissa Tomei, and George was saying here in the scene, that was my secret. This is Jerry's secret, implying that Jerry's secrets are more valuable than mine. Right?
Well, it would be unfair for George to disclose one of Jerry's secrets. It's much more plausible, understandable, whatever, for George to tell Susan George's secrets.
Yet he has no problem sneaking around with Marissa Tomei.
Well, that's different.
Right, okay.
He figured they're never going to see each other again, so what's the difference?
Oh, good point.
Also, George didn't even want to tell Susan one of his secrets, his secret bank code. So,
that's true, yeah.
And he's backwards that one.
So next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment, and George arrives upset from his fight with Susan about the whole, secrets. What should I tell you? Yada, yada. But doesn't tell Jerry what the fight was about for obvious reasons. And when Jerry tells him that he's got a date with Alina, he starts to say, I met her a few weeks ago, but...
you know what Jerry's got, Matt? ESP. How did he know? Like, he's suspicious of George telling Susan the secrets, right? That's what we're led to believe, especially by the flashback that's coming up.
Yeah.
Or the flash forward.
Mm-hmm. Or it's sort of this vision of the future he has.
But how did he know that George was going to be telling secrets?
That's a good question.
That's why I said he had ESP.
What is it? It's like George in bed with Susan. Get a load of this. Jerry got some woman's number from an AIDS walk list.
He got her number off an AIDS walk list? He got her number off an AIDS walk list? He really? What?
Not yet.
I know.
You have Susan at work, which we don't really talk about on this show. Susan.
Yeah,
at
where
the
does
day
she
job.
work now?
I don't know. Probably for her parents somewhere. But then we get like a scene of Monica, this made-up friend, I guess, Susan telling her, and then we cut back to the apartment, and I didn't call her till today, as you pointed out.
And George kind of just sloughs it off.
You're right. Now that whole vision of the future, or whatever we want to call it, Peter Mehlman said he wanted like this like crazy zoom out, and you just get like dozens,
panels.
Hundreds of all of these women talking. He got his number. Which
reminds me of Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
Right? And they tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Yeah.
So it works, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So George suggests, hey, maybe we should double since, he had a fight with Susan and he needs a group dynamic.
Now, this was actually already referenced in a previous episode. Double date. I don't know why you want to play man-to-man when you could play a zone.
Mm-hmm. That actually sounds like it's from a Peter Mehlman episode. I don't remember which one, but...
Oh, it's with Cheryl Fong. Ping.
Oh, the Visa. Yep, that's a Peter Mehlman.
Of course.
So lots of sports references. Peter Mehlman wrote, he was a journalist for a lot of, I think, I don't know if it was specifically basketball, but he covered a lot of sports. You gotta love sports. From the script in this scene, George would, he sees that Jerry doesn't want to double, and George would say, well, don't you see this is to your advantage? You're on a first date. We just had a fight. The tension will all even out. And Jerry says, you never run out, do you?
Which is also, that joke has also appeared in the show, too.
At the end, when Jerry makes a comment about, the condom. And George
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
So, again, repurposed. I don't know.
It works.
Be a little switcheroo. So Elaine arrives and confirms from her friend Kim. Could this be Kim from the nail salon?
Yeah, Kim? Yeah, I think so. I had that same thought.
They became good friends. She heard from her friend Kim that the sponge is off the market. So what's she going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a hard target search of every drugstore, general store, health store, grocery store, in a 25-block radius. Excuse me.
This is, I don't know, has echoes of, like, Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive.
Nice.
When you check out every, what is it, like Outhouse, Doghouse, whatever.
Oh, you're going to know this one. I don't know this one.
Oh, you don't remember that one?
I know that movie. I just don't know the reference.
One of my favorite moments in this episode is, and it's not really a huge laugh, is when Elaine asks George, what does Susan use? And he's like,
I don't know.
Figured something.
Yeah. It's fitting for George not to know what birth control his fiance uses.
He does. Yeah.
He doesn't know about her cycles. He also doesn't know about her contraception.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think there's some commentary there on how, men have so much to say about women's birth control and their reproductive issues, but they know nothing about it.
Very clueless. We are.
Yes. Kramer enters, out of breath. Elevator broke. He had to walk up 5 flights. And with the AIDS walk tomorrow, he's never going to make it. He's in horrible shape, but he argues, hey, I'm in tip-top shape. And he's in better shape than Jerry.
Hey, I got a 31 waist, mister.
Well, I'm walking for charity. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm dating a woman who happens to be sponsoring one of these walkers.
I love that line. I got a 31 waist, mister.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, that is a good line. We're seeing Jerry actively lie to his friends. Like, we're witnessing it and they don't know. You know what I mean? Is that, like, we're in on this lie, this joke.
Mm-hmm.
Normally that's not the case, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Jerry's not really a liar when it comes to, like, protecting his vanity,
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know what? It was more apparent in the opening scene when Elaine asks him, you still have 31 waist? And he says, since college. And most of us, having already seen this episode numerous times, you kind of see him like it's a lie because he believes it. It's so effortless for him to be like, yep, since college.
Yeah. He might have, like, convinced himself he is a 31, though, because he's so obsessed with it. Do you think Elaine knows the truth?
She is pretty wise, so she may be onto him.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if she asked him that question just knowing,
testing him.
Size. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does he write exactly? Like, I didn't know the size was on the outside of jeans.
Yeah.
I guess I just never noticed it. I always look on the inside, but he scratches it out. And what does he take? Like a Sharpie or something?
It's probably thinner than that, but yeah, he makes that 1 into a 2, or it's the 2 into a 1.
Into the, like, that little, like,
that
leather.
Seems very elaborate.
Yeah.
This is the Jerry Seinfeld that we know.
Of course. So we cut to this fantastic montage, Vinny, and I figured you really love this sequence.
Oh, I was percolating, Matt.
Why don't you break it down for us?
I think we see a marquee of Love's Pharmacy.
That's on the street set.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But we see Elaine visiting various stores set to this really old-timey music. She's marching. And you see the first pharmacist, one Peter Mehlman, and looking very appropriate as a pharmacist. I found him very believable.
Yeah.
Then she goes to a second store, which is out, and you see her do a cute little foot stomp. And then finally, she makes it to Pasteur Pharmacy.
I want to mention that song that plays over this. Dun, 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 dun. I think that was used in the montage when Kramer and Newman are collecting bottles in the bottle deposit.
Ah.
Right?
I think so.
Sounded familiar. But anyways, here's the clip from one of the best Elaine scenes of all time.
Can I help you?
Yeah, do you have any Today sponges? I know they're off the market, but
Actually, we have a case left.
A case? A case of sponges? I mean, a case. Huh. How many come in a case?
60.
60. Well, I'll take 3.
3.
Yeah. Well, make it 10.
10.
20 sponges should be plenty.
You say 20?
Yeah, 25 sponges is just fine.
25.
Yeah.
You said with 25.
Yeah. Just give me the whole case. I'll be on my way.
This, I think, is the best scene of the episode.
Really?
I think so.
Nice. I mean,
Elaine, the way she has to, feign being blown away that there's 60 in a case and that he has a whole case. Because, 60. Oh, I'll take 3, And then that build up to 3 to, 3, 10, 20, 25. Just give me 60, I'll be on my way, I love this scene.
What's even weirder about it is they bring this little actor, or he's tall rather, this tall actor back for the finale. He's on the witness stand.
Yeah, that is go ahead, sorry.
Oh, well, demonizing Elaine for being, sexually active. Yeah, think you're sick.
This is David Byrd, who plays the pharmacist. In the script, he's referred to as Roger, but in the finale, he is referred to as the pharmacist.
In the script, they give him a last name, too. It's weird. The opening, it's like, interior pharmacy. Roger Higgins is at the counter. He's an older pharmacist with a deep, haunting voice.
That he is.
Yeah.
David Byrd is known for, he passed away in 2001, known for being in Lost Highway, Tango and Cash, The Hudsucker Proxy, The Man with Two Brains, Big Top Pee-wee, and he was also in an episode of It's Like You Know, so Peter Mehlman brought him back to work with him on his show.
Very good. I never got the vibe here that the pharmacist was, like, disgusted, with Elaine. I guess he was keeping it inside.
I don't think, in this scene, he doesn't show disgust. He seems just... she keeps going one ahead of him, so he's not sure. You're set on 25,
Right. Has anyone ever come up to you at work asking for a sponge?
No, they haven't. I mean, we sell it.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the aisle, but nobody's ever...
been like, oh, do you have any of those Today sponges?
Yeah, I know they're off the market.
That'll be the day, man, when it happens.
Oh, that should be the next thing you ask me when you come visit me.
A case? Anyways, next scene, we're at a restaurant here, which we've actually seen before. The exterior, it's stock footage. Do you remember my butchering of Le Bois en Bois?
I do.
I didn't check my notes, but I think this came up maybe in the Mango. I feel like this is the risotto restaurant.
Okay.
Or maybe the conversion when the girl ordered the lobster.
Oh, yeah. Lobster.
But anyways, you got Jerry, Lena, George, and Susan out to eat. And, it's not visual, or it's not audio, it's visual. I love how irritated Susan is with George in this scene. It's everything George says, Susan just gives him this annoyed look or like elbows him to stop.
But the funny thing is, I find George's quips kind of whimsical. I like it.
No, welcome to married life, Vinny. No.
Hey, isn't this them kind of being the Gatsbys, like what George always wanted?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're there yet, but...
Hey, I have found the best smelling detergent. Lena, smell my shirt.
Very nice.
It's all temperature.
I use Planet. It's biodegradable and it doesn't pollute the oceans.
Yeah, the oceans are really getting very sudsy.
Can you wrap up all the leftovers on the table, please? I always take the leftovers. I work in a soup kitchen every morning at 6 a.m.
They serve soup at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, that's all they have.
Do the bums ever complain? Soup again?
I'd get tired of it.
How could you not?
Guess who volunteered last week?
Mick Jagger.
No. Maya Angelou. Oh, the poet.
So let me ask you something. These people eat soup 3 times a day?
I don't know. Did you get to talk to her? Talk to who?
Is it a lot of cream soups?
Maya Angelou, the poet.
No, I didn't get the chance.
Oh, wow, I'm sure you can reach her. She's a poet, What does a poet need an unlisted number for?
I'm going to the ladies' room.
I'll go with you.
What are you looking at me like that for?
But you have to mention unlisted number.
What are you talking about?
All right, I gotta tell you something, but you cannot tell Susan.
George's line, yeah, the oceans are getting really sudsy. And George is kind of, he's amused with himself. The lines that stick out to me are, do the bums ever complain? Soup again?
I'd get tired of it.
And just Jerry kind of so casually referring to homeless people as bums. And then George guessing, what is the word?
Guess who volunteered last week?
Mick Jagger. Apparently, Peter Mehlman wanted the guest to be Jack Nicklaus, the notable golfer. But they went with Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I think in the script it's another golfer. It's Arnold Palmer.
Delicious.
So he was all over the place with the golfers. But this scene is, I think, my favorite kind of Seinfeld. It's that, we're slowly getting into our knowledge of Abbott and Costello, but just like that quick ping pong back and forth. Everyone's on a different wavelength, but it just flows beautifully. It's I don't know, it doesn't generate the biggest laughs, but I just love it. It's music to my ears.
It's also kind of cool because the character of George and Jerry and their dynamics so well, but they have to kind of put on this when you're being on, or this facade, they're going out personalities, because Jerry's on a date with a new girl. So they're like sharing looks, and you're kind of how they really are, but you're seeing them act. Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying.
I can't. I'm sucking.
I think it's because, I think the big issue here, and who hasn't been in this situation where the person you want to talk to is like on the opposite corner. So it's like you're forming the X, and it's so difficult to cross that barrier of two other people having a conversation.
It's a force field.
You know what I'm talking about?
Matt's making X motions with his hands.
It needs to be like with the Gatsbys, like you brought up earlier, with like, this is like the time you said the guy from, what was it? Seals and Croft?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, right? Like you watch the old videos.
I could coach NFL football. It's not that hard.
Oh, yeah, that's it. But I love this scene so much. Just the dialogue is solid.
Let me go over Lena Small, who's played by Jennifer Guthrie. Again, I want to call her Lena Horne. But she was in Adventures in Babysitting, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, General Hospital, an episode of Sex and the City. And Peter Mehlman remarked that he wanted to use her for his show, It's Like You Know. But when he reached out to her, she had quit acting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or been out of the business.
As much as I think our values line up, I kind of find her a little annoying, like doing so much good can just be a little irritating, if that makes sense. Can't believe I'm saying that, but
I use Planet. It's biodegradable, so it won't harm the planet or the ocean, whatever. I don't know. You just heard the line.
All right, next scene, we're back in the LeBaron. George is so excited to tell Susan that Jerry got Lena's number off the AIDS walk list, and Susan she's moved that he told her, even though Jerry said not to tell anyone. And they decide to make up officially, and Susan has George run into a drugstore because she's out of birth control. But he starts to stammer, and she realizes, you don't know what I use for birth control, do you?
Of course I do.
You do what?
You use the Flutman.
The what?
The Flutman.
Now, I thought you'd enjoy this, Vinny. In the script, the word is spelled Flavman. Flavman. However you want to pronounce it, but that's the correct spelling of the word.
Oh, the mutter.
The placeholder. Mm-hmm.
I think that is a fantastic idea, Flavman.
So Susan says, just get me some sponges, okay? And George tells her, wait, they actually took those off the market, and tells her she needs to use something else.
I can't. I love the sponge. I need the sponge.
It's good to say it again and again, over and over. And George realizes, I know where we can get some, and he speeds off to Elaine's. And there you go. Now, next scene, maybe not the best scene of the episode, but some of the best bloopers ever in the history of Seinfeld. You know what I'm talking about. We all know this scene. Jerry knocks on Kramer's door, and There's a lot of commotion inside. Kramer enters pretty drunk, smoking his cigar, yelling back at his poker buddies.
And he's kicking some serious butt!
And Jerry just looks at him and he's like, Kramer, there's no way you're going to make it, to the AIDS walk tomorrow. But Kramer just waves him off and he goes back to the party.
My favorite line is from first assistant director Randy Carter, who, and when you listen to the bloopers, he does it so well each time, but it's, hey, Kramer, are you in? It really sounds like they're having a good time in there.
Yeah, to be at that poker game would be awesome.
All the voices you hear came from crew members who were, you see them walking out of Kramer's apartment the next morning as well.
Oh, nice. Now, Vinny, I think we should play the bloopers here. I think they're funnier when you watch the video version, but I think the audio stands up.
They test.
Kramer, what the hell is going on in here?
Yeah, poker game. And I'm kicking some serious butt!
Are you out of your mind? You got that AIDS walk tomorrow.
Hey, Kramer, are you in? Hey, are you kidding? You see those two ladies I got showing? Do they look scared?
Wait, okay.
Hey, Kramer, are you in? Well, are you kidding? You see those ladies I got showing? You think they're scared?
You're never gonna make it. It's like 10 miles.
Oh, come on. What are you saying? What are you saying? Huh?
Come on, baby.
Come on. We're fine.
I'm sorry. But you're really having a good time there. Oh, Jerry.
I know. Right. From the top.
Come on, I can do it. Damn it!
Very serious, very serious. Back just a little bit, Jerry.
Kramer, what the hell is going on?
Jerry, come on, man. I'm gonna run out.
These bloopers are just the best. I think it's the gold standard. There's a few other bloopers that could go toe to toe with this. But when I first watched Seinfeld, I liked the show, but it was this specific blooper in the penultimate clip show that I just fell deeply in love with this show. I just love these so much.
Yeah, if we were doing a top 20 list for all-time best bloopers, this would probably be in that top 5.
Thought of a new spin-off podcast.
No,
sign bloopers.
Don't do it. Bloopercast. Michael Richards is trying so hard to maintain this enthusiasm, which is wonderful.
He opens the door and falls into the door jam.
He's cackling. He's got the cigar going, but Jerry keeps breaking, which is just wonderful. But at one point, Kramer's Jerry's like, do it again, and Kramer's like, I don't have, or good Lord, Michael's like, I don't have it anymore. I'm running out, and it's just a sweet little moment.
Good stuff here. Love this set of bloopers. But let's move on to another scene here. We're at Elaine's apartment. Elaine and her boyfriend Billy are making out on the couch, getting pretty hot and heavy. And before they move to the bedroom, there's a knock on the door.
Chinese food?
Elaine, it's me, George. Hey, sorry to bother you so late.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Did you get any of those sponges?
Yeah, I cleaned out the whole west side. Why?
Well, Susan.
Oh, Susan uses the sponge.
Susan loves the sponge.
Yeah, I'm sorry, George. I can't help you out.
What?
I can't do it. No way. There's no how.
Well, Elaine, let me just explain something to you. See, this is not just a weekend routine. I'm on the verge of makeup sex here. You know about makeup sex?
Oh, yeah. George, I know all about makeup sex, and I'm really sorry.
But Elaine, can I just explain something to you very privately? I mean, Susan and I have been together many, many times now, and just between you and me, there's really no big surprises here, so makeup sex is all that I have left.
I'm sure you'll have another fight, George.
That's not Billy. That's Luke Danes sitting on her couch. No, wait a minute. That's Agent Strom sitting on her couch.
Do you think we have more Gilmore Girl fans out there or more Saw fans?
I pray we have more Gilmore, but it may be Saw. But that was Scott Patterson.
Yes.
Most recognized for his role as the diner owner in Gilmore Girls,
yes.
Luke Danes, but he also was in the Saw series. He played Agent Strom.
And I'll never forget, we watched, when we, first met in college and we were obsessing over Seinfeld, the Saw movies were coming out. I think the ones that he was heavily featured in. And I remember it was a big deal when we were like, hey, it's Billy from The Sponge.
He didn't trim his sideburns.
But you were a huge Gilmore Girls, like OG, like back when the show was on.
Yeah, it was a show that I bonded with my mom. So this revival that just came out. Hey, your wife loves it too. It was a good thing that we can bond over.
That's my wife. But I didn't take you seriously when you're like, yeah, it's a good show, and Billy Scott Patterson is on it. And then I kind of like have watched some. I'm still in season 1, but it is a fantastic show. And he's fantastic on it. The whole cast is great.
Yeah. Getting back to these sponges, though.
Sorry. Oh, wait. Actually, we should say one more thing about Scott Patterson. Cool trivia. He used to play ball, right?
Yeah, he played minor league baseball for like 8 years, and I think he was in the Yankees farm system. I don't know if he actually made it pro, but he was quite the ball player.
Oh, nice. Cool. Handsome, too. He's a good-looking guy.
Very.
But that scene, just fantastic stuff here with George totally ruining the mood. Mm-hmm. There are some great lines right out the gate when Elaine opens the door. He's like, sorry to bother you so late. Hey, how you doing?
He's being folksy, that's all.
Yeah. A quote in there that I use at trivia all the time. It's one of my all-time favorites. Where he's like, Susan and I have been together many, many times now. And between you and me, there's really no big surprises here. So makeup sex is all that I have left. It's like, oh, God.
This is before he stumbled onto the conjugal visit sex, right?
Yeah, so fugitive sex. We should try to, connect this with, was it the postponement? When George heard about, it almost seemed like he was hearing about makeup sex for the first time, or at least, realizing, oh, that was my window.
Yeah. Can't believe I missed out on the makeup sex. Yeah. For a guy as perceptive as George, it's surprising that he didn't know about makeup sex until he was at this point in his life. Mm-hmm. But anyway.
So Elaine shuts the door on George, and before Elaine and Billy head to the bedroom, she goes to the bathroom to get a sponge. And before she opens it, she stops, and you see her just standing there thinking.
Oh, boy.
And we cut over to George's apartment briefly. Susan is on the phone gossiping with her friend Monica.
Jerry Seinfeld, he got a woman's number off an AIDS walk list.
He got her number off an AIDS walk list?
He what?
Lena's small, everyone.
Thank you.
It's kind of weird how Jerry predicted exactly what would happen.
I told you he had ESP.
Does he know Monica?
Good call. I don't know. I'm sure that...
Who the hell is this Monica?
Yeah. Friend of a friend of Susan's.
Why'd you tell her? Anyways, we get an act break, and we're in Jerry's apartment. Jerry's talking to Lena. He feels really bad, that she found out how he got her number, but he wants to know, how did you find out? Turns out, we already ruined this. A friend of a friend of a friend knows Susan.
George!
So has everyone's name been said that way? I think Elaine in the hot tub says, Jerry.
Yeah.
You got Newman, of course. Is that all?
Has Kramer been said with that? I've heard... Oh, I think Elaine says Kramer. Kramer.
That Kramer? For some reason, the parking garage popped to mind when the cop is, caught Jerry peeing. And Jerry goes, Kramer. It's not Kramer.
But, and then there's Kramer.
Is that Helena?
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, anyways, Jerry tries to apologize for getting her number off the AIDS walk list, but Lena interrupts and, hey, no need. I'm not upset. It's okay. And when her back is turned, Jerry, like, we get the shot of Jerry, like, squinting at her and sort of, like, tilting his head to either side.
Yeah. That's the moment when he says, something's wrong with this girl.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, did you pick up on that? Like, is there something wrong with Lena?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
He's the broken egg. But the fact that she's so understanding and does not find issue with his actions, that turns him off.
Right. So as Lena steps out, Kramer's poker pot.
Poker pot?
So as Lena steps out, Kramer's poker party. Sorry, I'm having trouble tonight.
Are you going to the mall later? That's what I'm asking.
Kramer's poker party is leaving too. They went all night. You know, Kramer is he's still pretty drunk. He's smoking, but he's happy because, you know, he cleaned up, has all this cash.
Jerry, breakfast on me.
And Jerry thinks Kramer is, you know, out of his mind since the AIDS walk is, you know, just 3 hours away. He's never going to make it.
AIDS walk? That's a cakewalk.
And George drops by with some bagels, which is a first, I think. On, you know what I mean? Like
the introduction of the bagel?
No, just like George, like, hey, I brought bagels, and he and Jerry sit down to have some. All right, here's the clip.
So, George, guess what? Lena found out how I got her number.
Really? How'd you do that?
A friend of Susan's.
My Susan?
Why'd you tell her?
I had to, Jerry. It's a couple rule. We have to tell each other everything.
Well, you know what this means, don't you?
What?
You're cut off. You're out of the loop.
You're cutting me off? No, Jerry, don't cut me off.
You leave me no choice. You're the media now, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, Jerry, come on, please. It won't happen again.
If you were in the mafia, would you tell her every time you killed someone?
Hey, a hit is a totally different story.
I don't know, George.
So Lena was upset, huh?
You know what? That was the amazing thing.
What, it didn't bother her?
No, she said it was fine. Something very strange about this girl.
What?
She's too good.
Too good?
I mean, she's giving and caring and genuinely concerned about the welfare of others. I can't be with someone like that.
I see what you mean.
I mean, I admire the hell out of her. You can't have sex with someone you admire.
Where's the depravity?
No depravity. I mean, I look at her, I can't imagine she even has sex. On the other hand...
Thanks again for last night.
Hey, I didn't even use one.
I thought you said it was imminent.
Yeah, it was, but then I just couldn't decide if he was really sponge-worthy.
Sponge-worthy?
Yeah, Jerry, I have to conserve these sponges.
But you like this guy. Isn't that what the sponges are for?
Yes, before they went off the market. But I mean, now I've got to reevaluate my whole screening process. I can't afford to waste any of them.
You know you're nuts with these sponges. George is getting frustrated.
Wow, a lot of things to discuss in that scene. One thing I noticed visually when I was watching it, if you keep your eye on George when he gets to the kitchen table, he like rips the bagel in half. Did you notice that? It's really like a weird thing to pick up on, but for some reason
sliced,
it's or? No. He didn't use a knife. He just ripped it with his bare hands.
He breaks it in two, not like down the middle.
But not. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But you know, notable quotes from this particular clip: the "Why'd you tell her?" Jerry reaches that comedic pitch.
Yes.
But what's great is Jerry is upset with George, but then immediately after they,
I don't know, George. That one.
No, but then he goes. So she's upset, and he goes, "No, that's the funny thing."
Yeah.
And then he's back to talking to his best friend, analyzing their relationships. I love
guess
that.
It wasn't that big a deal. Maybe, who knows?
And then the whole comparison to you're the media as far as I'm concerned, and then the whole a hit is a completely different thing. The comparison to it being a mob hit.
Right before that, I like George's frantic reaction. He's like, "You're cutting me off? No, Jerry, don't cut me off." It feels kind of, it could be Jason's delivery. It feels like an old timey movie. You know what I mean? Like Sam Spade, like, no, don't cut me off. I'm clean. I'm good. Come on.
This just in, the Yankees win the pennant.
Probably, though, the best... Well, God, actually, let's get to the second half of the scene when Elaine arrives. Her entrance alone is one of the highlights of the episode.
Yeah, the way they set up that joke.
About depravity and, like, you know, I can't even imagine someone like Lena even has sex.
On the other hand.
Just like, oh, man.
And just poking fun at one of your main stars.
And there's something about we talked about the alley of power, right?
Alley.
The alley of power is just incredible when it comes to someone entering, when it comes to someone leaving. It's just incredible how the set was designed to really focus right there on that door.
There's a prime example of it.
And another incredible line from this scene, sponge-worthy. I mean, God, if you want to talk about one of the all-time best, you know, Seinfeld terms, the lexicon, I think this is in the top 10 for sure.
Absolutely. Finally, the scene is capped off with a great reference, callback back to the Jimmy. George is getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And, you know, it's funny. I think I saw this episode and even... I forget what it was. It last week's whenever... George is the pool guy when Susan starts hanging out with Elaine. George is getting upset.
Yeah.
And he has the basketball. I think I saw those 2 episodes before the Jimmy. You know, so I never really got the...
Oh, wow. Out of context, huh?
Like, I saw Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi before I saw Star Wars.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, I grew up with those 2. I didn't see Star Wars till I was, like, a teenager.
You've just been getting spoilers your whole life.
Same thing, right?
That's so sad.
All right. Next scene, we are at Central Park, and I'm really disappointed. We don't have a clip here, but Kramer signs in at the AIDS Walk station, and the woman, though, you know, hands him a ribbon, and he declines, says, you know, since I have to wear that, that's why I don't want to.
But everyone wears the ribbon. You must wear the ribbon.
You know what you are? You're a ribbon bully.
Hey, you come back here. Come back here and put this on.
This woman is just incredible. I love her.
That's Eileen Getz. She plays the organizer, who is the ribbon bully. She passed away in 2005. Most notable film she was in Changing Lanes, The Station Agent, and she was a regular on Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, very nice. Why did she get so upset? You know, I guess that's sort of the general mood at the AIDS Walk. You must wear the ribbon.
Well, he's so defiant, Kramer, as to, you know, no, I'm not going to put it on, you know, that I guess it's off-putting to everyone else. Mm-hmm. Even though it is his right.
The Central Park set here is, I think this is the first time we're seeing it. I don't think it was built specifically for Seinfeld like the street set was, but definitely used quite a bit on the show.
So when there's the when George is strolling down, skipping June, is that him? Is that through this park? Or am I thinking of something else?
No. Why? Hang on a second.
I might be mixing my
that's
George
the street,
strolling.
Actually, because he almost gets hit by a car.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm thinking of when he has the mittens on, when he's going to become a hand model.
That was filmed, I mean, I think on the Radford backlot, but that was like a normal pedestrian part, like, you know, that anyone would use. This, I think, specifically is used for filming and whatnot. But next scene, we're at Monk's. George is upset that Elaine is hoarding these sponges, and Susan suggests, why don't you just, you know, try a condom? And George's response, incredible. He's like, condoms are for single men only. The day we got engaged, I said goodbye to the condom forever.
Forever.
And there's some interesting talk about makeup sex here, too. As George explains, you have to have it right after the fight. You know, they're way past that now.
Oh, come on, for the makeup sex.
No. Why?
I can never get the package open in time.
You just tear it open.
Hey, it's not that easy. It's like beat the clock. It's a lot of pressure.
Have you ever had difficulty opening a condom wrapper?
I can't say that I have.
Right. It's even got like that easy, you know what I mean, opening.
The perforated, or the, what do you call it? Not perforated.
Susan says it. You just tear it open.
Yeah.
And later we're going to see, like, when George opens it, he's like, you got to open it like a bag of chips. It's like, what are you doing, man?
I do love that the comparison of a condom to a bag of chips, and you still can't do it.
All right, well, let's go over to the AIDS Walk. Kramer is, you know, walking with some other people, and we're getting into some real classic stuff here.
Hey, where's your ribbon?
Oh, I don't wear the ribbon. You don't wear the ribbon? Aren't you against AIDS?
Yeah, I'm against AIDS. I mean, I'm walking, aren't I? Just don't wear the ribbon.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
Hey, look who's back.
They're back.
Cedric Bob. Awesome scene. And you can see how upset each of these walkers are. Put the ribbon on.
That's the best. Or, who do you think you are? Yeah.
Let's go through each one of these walkers. This is not Walking Dead. These are different walkers. Walker number 1 is Stephen Hack. He was in Scrubs, Agent Carter, and Everybody Loves Raymond. And apparently he was in the original cast of Cats and It's a Chorus Line.
God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
Yeah, she's going to get it. Let's go over to Walker number 3, who's played by P.B. Hutton. She was in Mad Men, True Blood, and Longmire. And then my favorite of the walkers is going to be Ren T. Brown. He's Walker number 2. He's the guy who calls out for Cedric Bob. This guy doesn't want to wear the ribbon. He was in The Net with that girl from the bus, Waiting to Exhale,
Very good.
Hellraiser Bloodline, and he plays Dr. Page in the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode The N-Word.
There's something about your pronunciation, not of Bob, but of the other one. You keep saying Cedric.
I am saying Cedric, yeah.
Is it Cedric?
I think it's Cedric, but
okay,
because I knew of a Cedric, it's coming out Cedric.
Oh, from MSU?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. I just wanted to put it out there in case any of our listeners are like,
this guy's an idiot.
Guys.
Cedric, Bob. Yeah, the only Cedric I know from association is a Cedric. So
what about the Entertainer?
Damn.
Okay.
Foiled again.
So Cedric and Bob are back, and we're going to put them on hold as we cut over to Elaine's apartment. And as Elaine explained in a clip, God almighty, a clip previously, she's, wanting to stockpile these sponges. She has to figure out if a guy's really sponge worthy. And what a brilliant scene. It's set up like a boss who's called in, some low-level employee, into their office to talk about their performance, basically, their credentials.
Yep.
So Billy's looking very nervous as Elaine's just sitting there, testing him.
So you think you're sponge worthy?
Yes, I think I'm sponge-worthy. I think I'm very sponge-worthy.
Run down your case for me again.
Well, we've gone out several times. We obviously have a good rapport. I own a very profitable electronics distributing firm. I eat well. I exercise. Blood tests, immaculate. And if I can speak frankly, I'm actually quite good at it.
You gonna do something about your sideburns?
Yeah, I told you. I'm gonna trim my sideburns.
And the bathroom in your apartment?
Cleaned it this morning.
The sink, the tub, everything got cleaned?
Everything, yeah. It's spotless.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
But it's so funny how he's trying so hard to get into Elaine's bedroom. Blood test immaculate. Cleaned it this morning. And then
I'll shave him.
I'm a fan of sideburns. I'm sad he had to shave them.
So good. And as Elaine pointed out, the whole you clean your bedroom or bathroom, that kind of ties in. Remember with Jerry, you on your hands, knees, Ajax,
the whole thing.
Very important.
How about when she dated the guy who had the really disgusting tub? And he's like, didn't she say germs were building condos there?
Yeah, condos. Yeah,
they're going for $200,000.
God almighty. I love seeing, it doesn't happen all the time, but whenever Elaine is empowered like this and totally in control of a situation, it's just, it's so great.
It's funny because Peter Mehlman, both in the previous scene with the discussion of the sponges and this one, you see her reevaluating her screening process. She's got to do a job interview with each guy she potentially uses a sponge with.
That's a much better analogy. This is more of a job interview than someone who might be getting fired. I don't know. Could go either way.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, job interview's good. Let's go over to Lena's apartment. Jerry stops by and Lena shows him this citation she got in the mail for her work with shut-ins.
Oh, the shut-ins. That's nice. They're a very eccentric group because they're shut in. Of course, they're not locked in. They're free to go at any time.
Such a great moment here where Lena literally checked and found out that the soup kitchens do have cream soup.
Hey, that's dynamite.
So Jerry is about to break up with Lena, right? And he starts off by saying, you're such a good person. But she interrupts him and runs to the bathroom since she was rinsing a sweater and left the water running. And she asks Jerry, hey, can you grab a towel from my closet? And when Jerry goes to her closet, he opens the door and he finds cases of sponges just stacked on top of each other.
Oh my God. Look what's going on in here. She is depraved.
And he does that kingfish look, right? And he grabs a towel, makes his way back to the living room, and Lena wants to know, what were you about to say earlier? You said I was a good person, and adds, Jerry, you can tell me anything. So Jerry digs deep, and this is what he goes with.
You see these jeans that I'm wearing? I changed the 32 waist on the label to a 31 on all my jeans. So, that's it.
And what is Lena's expression in this moment?
She is repulsed, I think.
See, originally I thought it was just confused. She's, what are you talking about? But as we'll find out later, she dumps him.
Yeah, having seen this episode many times, wouldn't waste a sponge on him. That's why I say her look is one of repulsion.
Right.
That I'm dating this guy who was so vain that he would scratch out, a 2 on his jeans and make it a 1. Mm-hmm. Ugh. I think we forgot to mention it in the open of the show, but the whole waist, 32, 31, scratching it out, that was all contributed by Jerry.
I doubt the real Jerry does this, but he might take pride in, I've been the same waist size since college.
Yeah.
Let's cut over to George's apartment, and here's another clip for you. Just imagine these close-ups, this shot of just George's hands and Susan's hands.
Come on, George, just rip it open.
I'm trying, damn it.
Well, tear it.
I tried to tear it from the side. I can't get a good grip here. You got to do it like a bag of chips.
No, here, give it to me.
You wait a second.
Just
wait a second.
Give it to me.
You see? You see?
Come on. Come on.
It's too late.
He really does have nice hands now that I'm seeing him up close.
Yeah, of course.
No, this is just another stroke of brilliance to have this scene with, like, the hands show the expression or show the emotions that the characters. Come on, George, open it up. And then
I'm trying to. You see?
The way he throws the wrapper at her when he's done, and it's like, it's too late.
Oh God! Yeah. Apparently, this was all Larry's idea. Mm-hmm. Instead of showing the actual actors, just let's show their hands, and as you put it, let them act without acting, with their hands. Can you do me a favor though, here, Vinny, and please explain to me what that last line means, where he's like, "It's too late." What's too late? Like, is the mood ruined for him? Does George have trouble maintaining an erection? What's going on there?
I think Mr. Softy came by is what's going on.
All right. And I never understood why. Like, has George always had this problem with maintaining an erection, or is it because of the frustration is sort of, killing his libido?
I think we'll see it in a later episode in the cold open. I got to see somebody.
Okay. What's that a reference to?
They're in the urinal together and they're peeing, and George is just standing there, and Jerry leaves. He's like, what's going on back there? Oh. And George goes, I got to see somebody.
Okay, so it's all tied together.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the other half of the AIDS walk scene, where Kramer is being confronted not only by Cedric and Bob, but some other AIDS walkers as well in this alley.
So, what's it going to be? Are you going to wear the ribbon? No, never. But I'm wearing the ribbon. He's wearing the ribbon. We are all wearing the ribbon. So why aren't you going to wear the ribbon?
This is America. I don't have to wear anything I don't want to wear.
What are we going to do with him?
I guess we're just going to have to teach him to wear the ribbon.
I don't want to wear anything I don't want to wear. Kramer's pleading with this mob, this angry mob of ribbon wearers.
What ribbon wearers?
you fell into my twap. And it's amazing the tie-in to the scene in the Foundation where he's getting accosted by these tiny fists of fury in the alley.
Callback. Literally the same scene too.
Shot for shot.
Grabbing that ladder.
Now we finish it.
Oh, God. Well, this is just all-time classic. What is it about certain Seinfeld jokes that just seem to really catch on? Everyone knows the reference. Everyone wants to quote it.
I don't know. I think it's a testament to how great, is it Yul Vasquez and John? I don't have the names. But Cedric and Bob, thank you. They are so good as these, little 1-2 shot characters. That they really stick with you. Like, you believe that they're the ones, they're living in New York, kind of wreaking havoc, stealing armoires and imposing their ribbon beliefs. One other cool thing, when Bob is confronting Kramer, I'm wearing the ribbon, he's wearing the ribbon. When he references Cedric does this little move where he presents the ribbon to Kramer. He's like,
he puts his hand out, like, look at the ribbon.
Yeah.
Look at it.
He's a spokesmodel for the ribbon.
Yes.
Very cool. And that's why these guys stick with us.
Yeah, it's crazy to think we won't see them until the Puerto Rican Day, the infamous Puerto Rican Day.
Makes me sad.
Yeah, kind of sad. But there's a reason why they brought them back for that penultimate episode. Mm-hmm. That's the second time I've used that word, I feel like, in this episode.
It's a fun word.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we're at the last scene here at the finish line. Jerry and George are discussing what happened with Lena. Who cares what Jerry's pant size is?
I don't want to be a 32.
I'd kill to be a 32. It turns out Lena said Jerry wasn't sponge-worthy, wouldn't waste a sponge on him. For George, the condom killed him. Why do I have to make those wrappers on those things so damn hard to open?
It's probably so the woman has one last chance to change her mind.
You never run out, do you?
No.
So the AIDS walk is wrapping up. No sign of Kramer until the guys look up and see the K-Man, turn a corner, and what a great reveal. He's shuffling down the street. His face is all bloody and bruised. Pants ripped, shoe missing. He's limping along, and he collapses a few feet from the finish line, crawls the rest of the way, and eventually just sprawls out on the street. And, Jerry, he knew it would happen. Up all night playing poker.
Hey, where's your AIDS ribbon?
I don't know if this is a classic ending, but it is a damn good one.
Oh, yeah.
It feels full circle, a lot of dovetailing, just really well done.
And the second time we've had a finish line being crossed. Well, not crossed, actually. That one wasn't crossed, but we've had a race and a finish line.
Very good. Yeah. That actually is... Wait, third... Wait, it's funny. You're thinking of the hot tub.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the race.
So there's 3 races involved.
Yeah, 3 races to end an episode. That's a good trivia question.
Thank you.
There's a blooper from this scene. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you want to explain it to our lovely audience?
Surely. As Matt just explained, Kramer is disheveled. He's limping his way and collapses right before the finish line. He makes it across, and up all night playing poker. Then they say, Kramer, today's not your lucky day. And they unzip, both Jerry and George unzip their pants.
And they're unbuckling it too, yeah.
And then they go to pull off Kramer's pants. And Michael immediately reaches for his pants to keep them on his person.
Jerry is basically straddling Michael, when Michael freaks out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's one of those. There's a couple of times where they've broken character in the bloopers, and I think we played the famous one of Jerry and Elaine going at it at the party. But this is another one of those that has the sexual implications to it.
Yeah, and not just sexual implications, but rape, pretty much. It's really,
yes,
it's really dark, especially to be included. I feel like on the DVDs.
And as I was kind of, thinking about this blooper when we were watching this scene, I'm surprised this one stayed in and made the DVD cut, whereas the one of Jerry and Elaine just fornicating, that one got taken out. Did they reference Deliverance in the LeBaron episode, right?
They did, and you're right. This has a very Deliverance vibe to it. To officially wrap up the episode, we are at Elaine's apartment. over the credits here. Billy and Elaine wake up from their night of lovemaking, all smiles, very sweet. You can really feel the love in the air. What was that?
I was yawning.
I know.
I slept well.
Did you have a good sleep?
Yeah.
And he asks, is everything okay? No regrets? And Elaine, as he moves in for a kiss, she leans back. And
she got the pullback.
Good point. And she's like, what are you doing? Billy is confused. He's thought everything was okay. He's looking for a little bit more action here.
I wish I could help you, but I can't afford 2 of them.
Again, man, I just love seeing Elaine in these moments.
She's in total control here.
Yeah, it's just so good. Now, in the script, which we haven't really brought up for a while here, there was a different final line, somewhat. She would say, I can't afford 2 of them. A girl's got to think about her future. Which,
okay.
I think, it's not like, oh, they should have left it. But I like that. A girl's got to think about her future.
Yeah, I think they could have gone either way, and they would have still had a great way to wrap up the episode. Mm-hmm. So, kind of like, dealer's choice.
So how many sponges is Elaine down to?
59.
You got it. All right. Let's move on to ratings and reviews.
Took me longer than it should have.
So, what do you think?
Matt, I think the question everybody is wondering is if this episode is really sponge-worthy.
Yes, I think it's sponge-worthy. I think it's very sponge-worthy.
Run down your case for me again?
Well, it's, all right, to get serious, dude, I think this is actually one of I think it's one of the best from season 7. I really do. And I kind of regret placing the pool guy in my top 20, after watching this episode, because, I don't know. I feel, again, like the sponges themselves, I'm feeling very selective with what's entering my top 20, and I forgot how much I love this. I love that we're getting a strong Elaine storyline immediately. It moves up the list for me. Think that's great. I love the AIDS walk stuff with the ribbon, the partying. Lena, while not a super memorable girlfriend, I think is a great sort of, it provides just a lot of comedic moments, I think, for other characters to work off of, from that dinner scene with the soups and Mick Jagger and, Jerry's head tilt from side to side. Like, what's wrong with this woman? Just all in all, a fantastic episode. There's more to talk about. Why don't you take it?
Yeah, all good points. I do like this episode. I don't think I'm as enamored with it as you are. I do really like the whole discussion of the makeup sex. George kind of comes to that realization and learns about it. Great hijinks between him and Susan, as well as the whole discussion of sharing your secrets with your fiance, with your lover. So that's one of those cool Peter Mehlman inserts that are, very relatable, like a very small in scale story. And those, I always like those moments the most when we get a Peter Mehlman script.
And on the topic of secrets, we've actually gotten a lot of that this season, from the secret code to Elaine telling Susan, I'll keep it in the vault. That's something I think on Seinfeld that's, I don't know, that's revisited quite a bit. And once again, we get it here. A lot of fun, stuff to explore when it comes to keeping secrets between friends or, partners, whatnot. I think that this is, God, I'm looking at my top 20 here. I think, well, it was a joint effort, but the Hamptons is probably my favorite Peter Mehlman script. But, on his own, I think the Implant is better than the Sponge. But the Sponge is right behind it for me. I think this is just one of Peter Mehlman's best episodes. And this is a guy, keep in mind, that's been around since season 2.
Wow.
He's sort of a veteran writer, among people like David Mendel and Alec Berg and Jeff Schaffer. So the fact that he could, deliver, some great episodes early on and, in the latter third, I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah, like he's still got like some in the tank, He's like got the C on his sweater now. He's the captain of the team. But they say the Jets lost a step or two, but I think we'll see some fireworks here. Yeah, he's still got it.
Is that a Sandlot reference?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Anything else though to say about the Sponge? We kind of, I think, went through everything.
Strong Elaine story, like seeing Cedric and Bob again.
Of course.
And because I like Gilmore Girls so much, and I really like Scott Patterson, it was nice to have him. We'll also see Lauren Graham later on, so we'll see the two main stars of Gilmore Girls. But yeah, solid episode from Peter Mehlman.
Don't we see Susan on Gilmore Girls too? Heidi Swedberg?
We might. That's 7 seasons of 24 episodes, each an hour apiece. So I don't recall if she made it into a Gilmore Girls episode.
Okay. That's once I finish my run of Gilmore Girls.
Get back to us.
I'll compile all of the Seinfeld actors that have shown up on it so far. What do you think about your top 20, Vinny? Is this cracking?
My bottom 3, I got the pick, the parking spot, and the Fusilli Jerry. And I don't want to part with those just yet. So I'm gonna leave the sponge where it is.
You know, I'm saying every episode, I'm really selective, with my top 20. And I've already got the what do I got here? I got the pool guy, I got the hot tub. That's only 2. But I had the soup Nazi in it for a while, the maestro. You've only put the hot tub in your top 20.
It was a good episode.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just it's just interesting. Are you saving another season 7 episode, or
not really? I think I've said in the beginning that the first third were really my favorites, and then I got the middle third, obviously. But I really am waiting for an episode to kind of strike me when we watch it, with our rewatch. And if it gives me that feeling, then it's going to crack my top 20. This one I enjoyed, but it didn't. I feel no heat from that name, man.
Of course. Well, I'm being pretty reckless here, so I'm going to put this at my number 15, between the Fusilli Jerry at 14 and the alternate side at 16, which means, can't believe I'm saying this, blasphemy. I'm getting rid of the Chinese restaurant. It's out of there.
We're living in a society. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 10th episode of Season 7, The Gum.
See, this is what the holidays are all about. 2 buddies sitting around talking Seinfeld.
But for now, Vinny.
I'm Matt.
Signing off.
Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Hey, where's your AIDS ribbon?